Hello everyone, welcome to Preterist Papers. My name is Patricia and this is the 29th discussion in our series, and it's called The Context of Luke Was the Coming Roman Jewish War. You can find this 2-page printable fact sheet on our website, preteristpapers.com. In this paper, we have put together the references that Luke made about the time of the end. Remember that the reign of Christ is everlasting. See video number 5. And so the end that is being documented here is the end of the Old Covenant. We have underlined the word Jerusalem on the fact sheet to draw attention to the very specific location of where these events were to take place. Luke gives us unique details regarding the coming war with Rome. We are simply listing these bare references and leave it to the reader to study the complete passages in context. In 1a, Jesus spoke of the total destruction of the magnificent first-century temple, a truly preposterous-sounding prediction because of they were in time of peace. But by the end of AD 70, it was in ruins after the trampling and burning of the holy city by Jerusalem zealot forces and Roman troops. In 1b, Jesus wept over the coming suffering of the Jewish people who would be caught up in the conflict with no way to escape. The Wars of the Jews by Josephus tells of the various siege works, barricades, and the all-encompassing walls built to defeat the rebel forces within Jerusalem. In 1c and d, Jesus warned his followers to leave Judea and Jerusalem when they saw armies surrounding the city, because this signaled the coming war with Rome, and he did not want his followers to get caught up in the conflict. Interestingly, the Roman ruler of Syria came to Jerusalem in AD 66 with his Roman troops in a pre-war attempt to put down the rebellion, but inexplicably withdrew in less than a week, allowing Christians to escape before the war as Jesus had urged them to do. In 1e, Jesus spoke of the desperation, immense suffering, and longing for death the people would endure who would be caught up in the Roman war. In his writings, Josephus recounts how the people in Jerusalem during the siege believed the dead more fortunate than the living. In 1f, Jesus addressed the past violent deaths of worshippers at the hands of Pilate and the deaths of people who perished at the fall of the Siloam Tower. He told his listeners they would die similar violent deaths in the coming national judgment if they persisted in their hardness of heart. 1g emphasizes that this was the final conflict that would fulfill all Bible prophecy, ending the Old Covenant. This would not have been a surprise to Hebrew people steeped in the book of Daniel and cognizant that Jesus was the Messiah. From Daniel 9, they would have known the city of Jerusalem, the temple, and the sacrificial system would pass to make way for the new covenant, as it surely did. The Son of Man coming in the clouds in 1h needs to be viewed in the context of the Old Testament. Only divinity rides the clouds. Jesus came in the power and dominion of the Father, just as the invisible Lord had come in judgment so many times before in the Old Testament. See video number 2. We can't emphasize enough that Jesus made it crystal clear that the generation to whom he was speaking would see these events. Luke 21:32. Although some commentators imagine that these events pertain to a future world conflict, one cannot take these texts seriously with their repeated references to first century Jerusalem and maintain that interpretation. With regard to the second page of our paper, take a look at number 2 at the top. Jesus used fire language to denote the coming national judgment. In number 3, he used woe language and referenced their persistent wickedness that would bring the coming judgment. And in 4, we see that many of the parables applied directly to the coming destruction. For example, the nobleman in one of the parables and the vineyard owner in another called for the death of the wicked workers, a direct reference to the coming national judgment of first century Israel. Thank you for listening, and we hope you will join us in another video. Shalom.